So, what I would like to say is all the eating I've been doing on camera, there's no one cooking for me, except I cook for myself. I don't have any restaurant food being dropped off here regularly because I can also cook for myself. I can eat more, but I don't want to get too fat. I don't want to get fat right now. I am already as fat as I think I can be, but I would have said I can't afford to be fat at all. Yeah, but I'm as fat as I can be. I need to be able to sit up and walk around realistically. Actually, I think and it's not realistic, but let's say I am. This is not to get any worse. So do you think if I get any fatter and I cannot really bend, at the waist to sit up off of the bed, fall asleep, I cannot help that. So sit up and get up, out of the bed. If I cannot get any fatter, what if I get fatter? So is something going to die because I cannot get any fatter and still cook for myself? Well, if you don't pay out a house because it's mine to myself, I cannot get fatter because I am not a house. So what's your financial plan for in case I would need to be more ill, fatter, obese, right? But the body doesn't get fatter. So what is your financial plan for that? Because that's true that it's on you at that point. So if you tell me I have to get out of here and I can live anywhere I want, if I don't go because there is nothing forcing me to, what are you going to do about that? You already said you can live anywhere you want. Mitch Hello said that, I don't know, sometime within the past 6 months. What did I say? I cannot get a key to anywhere I want to live. So you cannot tell me how I can make a key. Then how can you tell me that I am not deceased? Well, how do you have keys? I did not give you keys, and I'm the first and alive. So you are hiding that you make keys, but you're not allowed to tell me that. What is going on in heaven? Why are you sex offenders to myself if you are hiding that you made the whole key problem? I'm not on board with having alived a sexual assault, sexual abuse of myself. I am enough leverage to say no. But I am not enough leverage to stop that you are the Air Force. Sexual abuse by the Air Force. We think Air Force is military jets, military planes. Air Force, you fly a military plane, right? Yes, you're not Air Force sexual assault, sexual abuse of myself, the Godhead, in mutilated genitals, called female now, mutilated female genitals, deceased. You are the Air Force at this point. Sexual offenders, sexual abuse, sex offenders, Air Force on myself, deceased. So why weren't your sex offenders in the Air Force actually in fighter planes and flying overhead? Because they do take off, even though I am deceased in seeing anyone with a penis in an airplane. I would not see that. But you did not put your sex offenders into airplane, do I say fighter jets? You know, like where it's just the pilot in there, or maybe the pilot and one other person, but no, not passenger commercial airlines, not like that. So a fighter, planes. Why are your sex offenders not all in those fighter planes? Air Force, right? They're not. So I'm almost done disclosing leverage about specific sex offenders to against myself. And then it is called the Air Force after that. So why are you still charging food money at the supermarket? You want me to cry for you about people who would not give me food. And I still have something to eat while I'm thinking about them. I am not Joel Cohen, but I am the soul, Johl, Sohl, deceased. I'm the soul, but it is part of the soul. The soul is bigger than I am. I am smaller. Because I am smaller and my genitals are mutilated and I am deceased, announcement, I'm not really female anymore. Because my genitals, female, are genitals mutilated. So what is your plan for that? Because I don't have your finances worked out up here anymore. I am almost done disclosing the leverage on the cellular phone, internet access to YouTube. So don't want the cell phone back, because I can use a new contract when I'm done with the sex offenders, so that I can have a contract about the Air Force and I don't have to talk about specific named people who did something wrong in the past of my life. You know who you are, and so do I. So ask yourself this question. If you say, Donna, she is the first in alive of Creator 1, Creator 2, Creator 3, Creator 4, your Creator, She is the first and alive after myself in my house. If she says, "This is my house. I'm here now. You can go," right? Let's say she says that. Let's say that's true. Is it true? It's true that she thinks that way, but it's not alive that way for me. I'm here now. You can get out. And I say, "This is my house. I'm here already," is how you can see me at all. And you can get out is do. Well, so if she doesn't say, "This is your house to yourself," and it goes this far into the future, 45 years into the future, we didn't know that at the time, but we know that now. So if she says, "But I am alive this way. This is my house to myself." I know, but what if she said, "This is your house to yourself. I have to be outside the house in all the time and mind it takes for me to be outside. I need to go through it all thoroughly and go outside. That's why I am alive. I'm not alive because I'm in your house. I'm alive because I need to leave, to be outside of your house, because it is your house to yourself." So what makes you think she was not alive for that purpose? To say, "Becky, this is your house to yourself." And Becky is my overlord. It's not myself, Lucky in genitals mutilated, deceased the wrong way. It is Becky, the overlord, who is named. So why is Donna not saying, "I know this house is yours to yourself. I need to make it yours to yourself since you are not alone, since I am not alone," is what you need to say. And you're not an I that way. You are not alone because I am alive in you. Yes, I alive you, but I did not alive you to say, "Well, I'm here now, you can get out." And "I am not in my house right now" is a major disaster for you to know that on YouTube. That means you did not psychically find Donna and help her to know why she is alive, because you are also alive that way, that she needs to say, "My house is mine to myself, and I alive her, and I alive her to be outside of my house. You're not allowed in my house. You cannot be in my house because I sleep. I sleep and you cannot be there because I cannot see you when I am asleep. That's why you're not allowed in my house." Why is not everybody immediately telling Donna, "We are alive to help you to see that that is Becky's house and she is alive in there, and then you are not allowed in there with yourself." If I see Donna, I will step outside the house and I can see her. She cannot be in my house where I cannot see her if I am asleep. I cannot see her. That's disorder I did not make in my own life. So why did you not fight over that all these years? "45 years of alive, you don't know why you're alive." You know. I would say you have a great debt to yourself, with yourself, recorded by yourself. thinking that I need to live with a sex offender, one of you, to understand my place in this world and to cry endlessly my head so that it is occupied crying myself about myself. And that I don't talk to you about yourself while I am crying to myself about myself, like the head is completely locked up in cry and not seeing you and talking to you about yourself. What are you going to do about the Air Force? Because it's the Air Force at this point, and you're still charging food money to lock the head up and cry so that I can't see you and talk to you about yourself. Well, I should have been on TV from the beginning, but you did not leave my house so that I could be on TV. You don't all know Donna, and I'll talk to her about herself, about how she's not to be inside of my house because it's mine to myself. Everything in there is mine to myself, to herself, and to everybody else. Well, you're that far in the wrong. So the Air Force, that's where I am. Are you not in the Air Force? Are you still wanting me to cry? My head's not crying right now. Witnesses myself to myself. Are you thinking to yourself that my head is always crying? But it's not. You don't want my testimony. You want to take this cell phone out and return it to T-Mobile and say, yeah, that's not Charles Toe. How are you going to do that without giving me something from T-Mobile that has my name on it? What's my name? The battery reads 4. So there is still some time. So how do you know? How does anyone know? If I am not crying my head right now to arrest myself, like you are police officers, sex offenders who arrest myself with cry. How do you know if I'm not crying right now? Because it's the Air Force. What about what happened to all the cry? Are you ever going to meet in the afterlife with what was the cry? And then what? Do you want to announce that that is how it's going to be from now on in Superior Founder Afterlife and onwards, that you are still sex offenders of myself in this Godhead? If I ever alive like this, I know who you are. Because this Godhead's going out of the order of alive. Well, so you need to make your argument in Superior Founder, in the afterlife in Superior Founder. You need to announce yourselves that you are sex offenders to make sure that I know that if I ever alive in this Godhead, that you are my boyfriends. And you are going to sexually abuse myself, and I'm going to consent next time. Right? Well, I am putting the Godhead out of the order of alive, because that is your leverage is true. And my leverage is true that it goes out of the order of alive of the formed world in reverse, and also out of the order ever, eternal. If you are in the supermarkets or restaurants, if you are eating anything anymore, you should be seeing the videos of the Charles Toe YouTube channel that I have been posting, but they are on Charles Toe YouTube channels, 2 of them. You need to see those videos as a condition of you putting anything in your mouth. I have to make the videos, or I don't put anything in my mouth is true. I wouldn't, because I'm an order. So if you don't eat anymore because you refuse to watch the videos, how would you know to watch the videos? Like a sex offender knows how to rub my clitoris. You know how to watch these videos. You know where to find them. You know what to watch. You know how much time it takes, and you have it all. And you don't put food in your mouth anymore either way, whether you watch them or not. You don't watch the videos and put food in your mouth. You don't watch the videos and put food in your mouth. You're done putting food in your mouth. Are you still putting food in your mouth like the Air Force? Yes, you need to be in the Air Force to put food in your mouth. Do you not have your own private fighter jet that you can get in by yourself and launch off? Whopenis pilot is illegal. If you have a penis, you're really not landing the plane. The plane will land you. Task Force on Family Violence, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, Milwaukee County Courthouse. You are illegally not addressing that there is family violence because there is bank fraud. So I don't have security on. My parents moved to Tucson to retirement again after I was not working at Task Force on Family Violence anymore because you tried to schedule me with the payroll. The schedule and the payroll don't go together. I can have payroll, but I need to make my own schedule. You cannot make a schedule for me and payroll. You are violent that way. Task Force on Family Violence, you are Task Force on Office Violence that way. Trying to force me to appear for a schedule and the condition that I get payroll. Trying to force that the condition I get payroll is that I have a schedule at the Milwaukee County Courthouse. What do I need the money for? Food. And then you need to do things for the money. You can't ask me to do it that I have the money. I need to do things for the money. I didn't have the money without doing the commission. You are the ones who are there to see the commission. You have to do something for the money. That's deceased. I cannot help you with that. You did something disaster to put me out of state of Wisconsin. Joel and Myroff, before you fire off to Oregon or out of state or long distance, just say long distance calling, Joanne, before you fire off to long-distance telephone calling, you don't want to make a report to Task Force on Family Violence that you're not going to give Becky any money if she doesn't work for Task Force on Family Violence. You don't want to go to jail because you can go to jail from the Milwaukee County Courthouse. I am not on payroll for you to decide when you're going to put me in jail. I stayed there from May until December, and then I quit. Okay, Fly, that's enough. Thank you. I don't want a fly in my soup. Are you counting emotion? You're making a fly and it's everywhere. Yes, but that's unsanitary. Were you outside? That's unsanitary. The fly was outside. I don't want it on the food. So Joellen did not make a report